Welcome! In this video, you will learn how to access the Shapiro Library's homepage, how to navigate to the subject-specific databases that focus on psychology, and will be introduced to scholarly and peer-reviewed sources and how to find them. Let's get started. To enter the Shapiro Library, you can sign into your MySNU page and look to the right side of the screen. Locate our link and click, where you'll be brought to the homepage of the Shapiro Library. You may also wish to write down or bookmark the Shapiro Library homepage at libguides.snhu.edu/home. On the Shapiro Library homepage, there are a few ways you can approach conducting your research. One is to go directly into the A to Z database list to see all the databases with information sources that we offer. To get into the A to Z database list, you can use the top navigation bar and open up the options under Find Articles, eBooks, and more. This link can also be found on the homepage under the left side Quick Links menu. Either way will get you to the A to Z database list. Once you're on the A to Z database list, one of the easiest ways to navigate through the many options is to look at groupings of databases by subject. If you look to the left side of the page, you'll see the drop-down menu titled All Subjects. Clicking on this drop-down menu, we will see a list of our databases grouped together by subject area. During your career here at SNHU and professionally, you may find yourself researching a topic that has connections in different disciplines, like sociology or education as examples. In these cases, do not limit yourself to only the databases inside of the psychology subject area, but for now, let's view the databases inside of the psychology subject. Once you select a subject, you'll see a list of our databases that contain different information sources in this area. If you aren't sure which one to use, take a moment and read the short description under the title, which will give basic information on the types of sources you'll find in the database. You will be expected to find the best, most pertinent information out there for your educational and professional research needs. Some of the best information sources come from scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. Before we go into a database to learn how to search for scholarly and peer-reviewed journals, let us take a moment to go over the specifics of what makes these sources important to use. What are scholarly and peer-reviewed journals? Let's take a look. Scholarly journals are written by academics or experts in a particular field or discipline. Articles are targeted to researchers, experts, and practitioners in the field or discipline. They are focused on research, including original studies, methodology, theory, or secondary studies. They are usually published by professional associations or academic presses. They use proper citation methods. They are professional in appearance, no unnecessary graphics like advertisements, other than to support the data and the findings in the articles. Scholarly journals and the articles inside can sometimes also be called academic. Peer-reviewed journals meet all of the previous criteria for scholarly journals, plus these articles go through an additional rigorous process of editing, feedback, and revision before publication. When articles are submitted for publication to a peer-reviewed journal, the article goes to a board of experts or scholars in the field. Experts check the research for quality of methods, data collection, and validity. Once deemed acceptable, the final draft of the article is submitted for publication. Peer-reviewed journals and articles can also be called refereed. Why should we use scholarly and peer-reviewed journals? Well, these are used by research professionals, clinicians, and mental health professionals worldwide. They show the sharing of ideas, theories, and research findings. You can stay current on developments within the field and discipline. The credibility of the research being reported is really important, and finding out additional information on past research and results. Now that we know what scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles are and why they are important, let's take a look at one of the best psychology databases and learn how to find these sources. Let's choose the largest of the APA databases, which is PsycInfo. Once you click on a database, it may ask you to sign in with your MySNHU email and password. Looking around on this initial search page, we can see the search box at the top middle of the page. If we scroll down a bit, we can see other search options like limiting to scholarly peer-reviewed journals, published date, and even limits on age and population groups. You will also have the option to use these limiters once you are on the result page as well. Before you search in any of the library databases, it's a good idea to take a moment and orient yourself to the features they provide. Each database may look a little bit different, but they all work the same. Once you master how to search, you'll be able to take that skill and apply it to any database. Going back up to the top, let's enter in a few keywords. For For the topic of biological influences on personality, I'm going to pull out 3 main keywords: biology, personality, and influence. As I type these into the search box, I'm using the search operator AND to combine these terms. This tells the database that I want to find sources that contain all of these words. There are 544 results that come back in PsycInfo based on the keywords we used. If we look over to the left side of the page, we'll see many of the same options as we had on the first search page, like limiting to scholarly peer-reviewed journals, publication date, and even source types. This is handy to view as you will see the breakdown of the different information sources in your results. We have several hundred academic, EBSCO uses this term to define scholarly journals. So we have several hundred academic journals, some books, and dissertations as well. If we use the scholarly peer-reviewed journals option, we will be telling the database to only show us articles from peer-reviewed journals. Let's try it. Now we are seeing a list of 334 results, all of which should be coming from peer-reviewed journals. We can start by reviewing the titles to determine how relevant the article may be, and even by using the little magnifying glass on the right side of the title to view the abstract or summary. Pay some attention to use of subject terms, as these can be used for keywords in another search. Once you find an article you'd like to read, look for the full text option, which can appear either as HTML full text or PDF full text. Either option will allow you to read the article right away. You may find an article with the option that says Full Text Finder. Clicking this link will activate our tool that looks to connect you with the full text of the article if we have it across our subscriptions. If we have the full text, you'll be linked directly to it. If we do not, you'll see an option to request a copy through interlibrary loan. Show you an example. Interlibrary loan is a free service that allows us to get you a copy. It does take a few business days, so make sure to start your research early. If your first search in a database doesn't yield quite the results you're hoping for, try again. Type in a different combination of keywords, use different limiters. You can also try another database, as each one has different content. We have reviewed how to locate the psychology databases from the library homepage and how to use the A to Z database list. We've also learned what scholarly and peer-reviewed journals are and why they are specifically important in your field of study. Finally, we've seen how to search and navigate around the PsycInfo database. Using what we have learned and applying it to different databases that we subscribe to in the Shapiro Library is a strategy for success. If you have questions or could use some assistance from a librarian while you are doing your research, take a look for our Ask a Librarian contact points through chat, phone, email, or text. We look forward to working with you.